from the dark and doubt of Lent, we gather together and we say, He is risen! He is risen indeed! The Easter season brings in the grace and the fullness of God's promise for life, not just beyond earth, but on earth. Joe Chittister writes to us again, religion celebrates what the rest of the world forgets, the inherent goodness of life itself. Religion knows that life unadorned and raw is the ultimate high. Everything else we do to pass the time or make ourselves happy for a moment are simply substitutes for the real experience of life lived to the fullest. They are made for people who have yet to discover the joy of being human, the glory of God among us. Friends, Easter, which is represented by, what do you have? An egg. That's right. An egg. There's a reason why we go hunting for Easter eggs. It's because we go out into the world to find the thing that is shaped like a stone, which reminds us of an empty tomb, and it's also a sign of new life. Thank you so much for bringing that up for us. So we have an egg, a hard-boiled egg that cannot be destroyed. So good. That's why we go out into the world and look for Easter eggs, because we are going out to find where God has already gone to. When Mary and the others show up at the tomb, they find it empty. It's a mystery. Where did Jesus go? He is risen. How do you know? I don't know, but he's not here. It's this fulfillment of possibility. It's the discovery that we have gone through the deepest suffering we know. We have seen loved ones die. We have seen the epitome of human injustice. We have watched the world put innocents to death, and we have seen the evils that have happened. And where are we left in the end? With an empty tomb. Knowing that all things are possible with this God of ours that cannot be denied. And we celebrate like that for 50 days. For 50 days, we are living into new possibility with the discovery that God, in the end, is all about reconciliation and new life, new possibility, resurrection. When this becomes a truth that our souls experience, when we actually know it to be true, nothing can stop us. We are no longer concerned with how the world perceives us or the way things used to be. We only want to know how things are going to be next. We only want to know how are we going to restructure the world so that all people can live in the fullness of possibility that God has designed us for. So for 50 days, we live and we celebrate with one another, and it culminates in a day of fire, the day of Pentecost. A day when we read that the apostles gathered together and the Holy Spirit burst in like flame and alighted on their shoulders so they could go out into the world and speak to everyone in their native tongue about this good news about a God that loves us so much that God won't quit us. It always gets hard with the pronouns. He, she, they will not quit on us, ever. So for 50 days, we are celebrating and we are building up to a point where this flame catches and we celebrate the birth of the church. Who has bring on the church? We celebrate the birth of the church. This is the story of how we began. Believers who are drawn together by the good news of endless possibility and justice in this world. God gives us to one another so that we can practice this way of living in the comfort and safety of our church family, so that we can eventually get beyond these doors and go out into the world and proclaim this good news to everyone we meet, no matter what language they speak or what life experiences they carry. The day of Pentecost is to be celebrated, and the church is a gift that we give thanks for. Please join me in singing our closing hymn, number 267.